Hello and welcome to your Chapter 9 lecture series where we're going to be talking about articulations or joints throughout the body. We'll start off with section 9.1 on the classification of joints. Our joints are also known as articulations, as I mentioned, and this places contact between bones and bones, or bones and cartilage, or even bones and teeth. Bones articulate at a joint. So just like how someone is very articulate, they are joining those words together. That's what's happening at a joint, except with bones. And there is arthrology, which is the study of joints. And next we're going to talk about how we classify these joints, and we do it in two different ways. One is through structure and the other is through function. So first we'll start with the structural classes. We have fibrous joints in which the bones are held together by a dense connective tissue. Our cartilaginous joints are joined together by cartilage. And our synovial joints are bones joined by ligaments with fluid-filled joint cavities separating the bone surfaces. Now for the functional classifications, first we have Syn Arthroses, and this is going to be our joints that are immovable, such as the sutures in the skull, and they can be fibrous like we see over here, or they can be cartilaginous joints. Our Ampiarthroses joints are going to be slightly movable and can be fibrous or cartilaginous as well. And then our Diarthroses joints are all of our freely movable joints. So all of these are really going to be synovial joints. And now let's talk about range of motion at our joints. Our motion is going to range from no movement like we saw in the skull to extensive movement that we see in the shoulder. And our structure of each of our joints is going to determine its mobility and its stability. For instance, the shoulder is one of our most mobile joints in our body, but it is very unstable. So you'll see that these two have kind of an inverse relationship. And then another example of that would be our skull sutures that are very immobile but very stable. And we have this range over here for you in order to see some of the joints that are very immovable and stable, whereas at the opposite end we see that we have the most movable types of joints that are the least stable.